Hi everyone, I'm Sandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I have my July reading plans TBR pile of possibilities for you. I feel a little bit discombobulated because it's been a few days, over a week since I recorded a video. It has just been super busy, and I've also been in a bit of a reading slump, which hasn't really been ideal when you have a YouTube channel talking about books. So I am hoping that July's TBR will help me completely break out of my slump. I have been reading more lately, but I just still don't have this big desire to pick up a book. Yeah, it's a huge problem actually. But I'm hoping that my July TBR really gets me in the mode of wanting to pick up some things. Fingers crossed. Let's hope that's how this goes. I do have some great books picked, official books picked for my TBR, and then I have some that are definite pile of possibilities that I would like to try and get to, but I am not committing firmly on them. So let's start first of all with my 1001 book club pick, which is this one, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is a reread for me. I wanted to read this one because I'm reading Wide Sargasso Sea in September and really wanted to do a reread of this. It has been a number of years since I read it, and I wanted to refamiliarize myself with the story as I go into that one because they are related somehow. That's all I remember at this particular point. It was also Jane Austen July, and I thought, well, this might be a good one for people. If you're participating in Jane Austen July, this one might be able to fit in somewhere, but it is not a small book. So it also works for the Big Book Summer Challenge, which is being hosted by Sue Jackson. So this is my first one. As far as other 1001 books go, I'm going to show those at the end because right now those are more pile of possibilities than real ones. And you'll understand when you see what my committed stuff is again this month, because I have a number of group reads and buddy reads, and I am so excited about some of the books that I have. I can't wait to read these. So yeah, we'll see if I get to some of the 1001, but the first one, my first project that I'll talk about is my Discover New Authors project. And this month I have Amortal's Rules of Civility. I do have a buddy read scheduled for this one in the month of July, and I am very excited about reading this one. I do own 3 books by this author, which is why I put it on my Discover New Author project list that I have, and I have wanted to read it for a number of years. So not a number of years, number of months is probably more appropriate, but I will be picking up this one in July. I also own A Gentleman in Moscow and The Lincoln Highway by the same author. So we'll see how this goes. This will be my first foray into this particular author's work. But somehow I have a second one for my Discover New Authors project. And this one, yeah, I am very excited. This is a genre I don't read a ton of, and I am thrilled. We are going to be reading Leviathan Wakes by James S.A. Corey. This is a group read with Sarah from Freshly Read Books, Gemma from Gemma Books, Fraser Simon from Springboard Thought, and Jill from The Book Bully, who's joining us this month to start reading Leviathan Wakes. And we've been having a great time chit-chatting out on Boxer already, so this promises to be just a lot of fun. I am super excited about this. Mainly I want to read this because I want to go watch the series that is out there as well. I love these paperbacks, by the way, because look at how floppy this is. This is just amazing. I don't know why that makes me so happy, but a good floppy big paperback. Ooh, so good. But we will start reading this one effective July 1st. So I'm hoping that this is fantastic. There are a number of books in this series. I don't know how many, but I'm going to go with a lot. So this one is my other Discover New Author. My other project, which is my health and body project, I am going to be reading The Wellness Trap. I don't own it. I own it in a digital copy. I will be reading that hopefully with Amanda from the Reading and Writing Life. I am very excited about this one. I think it's a good one to follow up after the Metabolism Makeover and after the memoir I've been reading in June. I am really excited to kind of just dig into this territory again. I think it'll be a good read. I'm hoping it's a good read. I first saw it on Books Like Woe's channel as a potential new read, so it should be good. My subscriber favorites project, I have selected this one, The Fortnight in September by R.C. Sheriff. I don't know anything about this. This one was the suggestion by my subscriber MC, so thank you so much for the suggestion. I'm really looking forward to picking up this one and seeing what it's all about. I do love this cover though. That's just, it makes me happy. It feels like it says Fortnight in September, but the beach makes me think summer. So I don't know. We'll see what it's about, but this is my subscriber favorite pick. I have another buddy read though, and this is probably one of my most anticipated reads. This is the Pulitzer Prize winning, Women's Prize winning book this year, and it is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. I will be reading this with Heidi at My Reading Life, and we have been planning this for literally months. So I am thrilled that I get to read this one in July with Heidi. Oh, I can't wait to read it. I do think the UK cover of Demon Copperhead's hardcover is a little bit nicer. I wish we didn't have this sticker on the fake sticker on the front of it. I have read a couple of other Kingsolver books, but not for a number of years. So I don't know a ton about this other than a loose connection to David Copperfield. It seems like there were conflicting information on whether or not you should read David Copperfield before or after this. I have not read David Copperfield, so I will be reading this one first and we'll see how it goes. But that one, very excited about reading the Pulitzer Prize winning, Women's Prize winning book in July. And I also have, for the Up to No Good Book Club, which has Fraser Simon in it, Shelley Swearingen, friends Angela, Deb, and Sonia in it, and also Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl, we will be reading Witch King by Martha Wells. If you're not familiar with Martha Wells, she wrote the Murderbot series, which I have read the first one, but not the rest in the series, and really did like it quite a bit. And this one was mentioned, and the entire group was like, yes, let's read that book. So I had it on hold at the library and then broke down when I went to the bookstore this weekend and ended up buying it. So I'm not sad. I'm not mad about it either, but I ended up buying Witch King by Martha Wells. I'm excited. Have you read this one? I'm curious what you think of it. Should be fun. Should be a fun one. Should be an easy one. I have until the 29th to finish reading this one. So it's a pretty loose schedule. I think it'll work well with the other stuff I have on my list for July. And the last scheduled read is for Jen the Librarian's E.M. Forrester read along, and the July pick is this one, Howard's End. I have not read Howard's End, but I've wanted to for a number of years. I am currently in the middle of reading A Room with a View. I'm over halfway done with that one, so this one will be my July one and what's on the schedule for July. I haven't been super successful about reading the books in the month that Jen was hosting them, but I'm working on it. So E.M. Forrester's Howard's End is the other book. This one is actually also on the 1001 list, but unfortunately not on my 2023 list. Okay, so that's my official. That's my, I'm committed to those. I have obligations with buddy readers for those. I am hoping that those make it through. If I can finish all of those, I will be out of my reading slump and moving back into a more Sandy-like TBR. If that happens, these are the books that I have that I would like to try and get through in July, August timeframe. The first one is going to be Native Son by Richard Wright. I read the back of this one fairly recently for the Big Book Summer Challenge again, and I am intrigued by this one. I've heard some really good things about this particular book. I do like this just plain kind of red cover. This would be a top one for the 1001 book countdown, and it is on the 2023 list. I also, of course, still have The Black Prince by Iris Murdoch. It just keeps sitting there, keeps looking at me, wanting to be read, and haven't picked it up yet. This will be my second Iris Murdoch book that I will have read, and is again on the 2023 list. So this one would be fantastic if I could get to this one. I have one of my least anticipated novels, or at least, what is that the right word? That novel I'm looking forward to the least is what I would say. It's this one, Jonathan Franzen's Freedom. Mainly because I read the corrections and didn't love it, and so I don't have high expectations for it. It is also a big book, so we'll see. This one is going to be at the lower end of my possibles for the 1001 book countdown for July. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to get to it. I truly, I don't know. I say that it's not a good way to start the month, that I'm already like, "Meh." What I'm trying to avoid is hitting another book that could throw me into a slump of any kind, because June has been just such a struggle. So we'll see. And after that, I have four books that are a little bit shorter, which would be great if I could kind of start working on some of these. The first one is City of God by E.L. Doctorow. It'll be my second E.L. Doctorow book. This one isn't too thick. It'd be nice to get that one out of the way. I also have Money by Martin Amis. Don't know anything about this one. Also not too thick, so it'd be a great one to try and get out of there. I have Paul Auster, The Music of Chance. I have read the first page of this book no less than 3 times and then kept putting it down. So that doesn't bode well for this. We'll see. And the last one I have is this one, The Green Man by Kingsley Amis. This one is it feels like a collection of this one feels like a collection of short stories almost. And so I'm not a huge short story fan. I'm kind of waiting to see how I feel about it. Again, I think I've read the first page or two a couple of times, but I really need to try and catch up on my 1001 countdown for 2023. If I could knock these ones out, I'd be almost right back on schedule. That's a lie. I would not be on schedule, but I'd be a heck of a lot closer. I'm currently 8 books behind. 8 books? Yeah, 8 books behind on my countdown as of this moment. That's not good. But The Green Man by Kingsley Amis would be the other one. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a great, my official list is a great list because I have a wide variety of different genres. I have a classic in there. I have some sci-fi in there. I have a Pulitzer winner. I mean, I am thrilled with what I ended up with as my official reads in July. Curious if you've read any of these, if there are any of these that you're excited about. I cannot wait. Yeah, I'm really excited about Witch King. I'm really excited about Leviathan Wakes and Demon Copperhead. I mean, there's so many great books in this month. I just really hope I don't end up back in kind of a slumpy period. Wish me luck. Oh my goodness. We'll hope. We'll hope that I do better. We'll hope. But as always, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks. Bye.